Okay, so imagine you're in like a really high stakes moment, a job interview maybe, or a first date, and you've got this hidden AI feeding you lines.
Yeah, like a tiny Cyrano de Bergerac in your ear, but it's AI. And there's this app, Cluely, right at the center of this whole idea.
Exactly, Cooley. It's kicking up a lot of dust globally, isn't it? Serious debate happening.
Oh, definitely. Everywhere it pops up, people have strong feelings.
So today, that's our deep dive. We're looking at Cluely using the sources you shared, the website, articles, an interview with the founder, that kind of thing.
Right. And the goal is really to unpack it. What is it? How's it supposed to work? And, why is it causing all these ethical headaches?
Let's start with the basics then. What exactly is Cluely, based on their own description?
Well, the company website straight up calls it an undetectable AI desktop application. That word undetectable is pretty front and center.
Undetectable.
Okay.
And it works how? It sees your screen, hears calls.
Yeah, that's the claim. It monitors your screen, listens to audio from calls or meetings, and then gives you real-time answers.
And these answers pop up where?
In a hidden overlay window. It's movable, apparently only visible to the user when they press a key, completely hidden from others.
And they don't shy away from the implications, do they? I saw that line on their site.
Not at all. They actually say, this feels like cheating. We agree. And they use the slogan, cheat on everything. It's bold.
Definitely provocative. So where did this come from? There's an origin story here, right?
Yeah, it started with the founder, Chang'an Roy Lee. He was a student, only 21, I think, when he first built something called Interview Coder.
Interview Coder. So it was specifically for job interviews.
Exactly. Technical interviews, specifically those lead code style questions.
Yeah.
The ones that are often criticized as being more like brain teasers than actual job skill tests.
Ah, okay. And this didn't exactly go smoothly for him, did it?
No, not really. He apparently got kicked out of Columbia University. The sources say he demonstrated the tool very publicly.
How public?
Well, supposedly he used it in an actual Amazon interview, got the job offer, and then posted about the whole thing online. Sort of proving it worked, but maybe not in the best way.
Wow. Okay, so instead of hiding after that, he leaned in.
Totally leaned in. He seemed to use all that controversy as rage bait marketing, as one source put it, rebranded the tech as Cluely.
And it worked financially, I mean.
Apparently so. Reports mention $5.3 million raised in seed funding, and the company claims something like $5 million in annual recurring revenue now.
And wasn't there a viral video, too? Something about using it on a date?
Yeah, that launch video definitely fanned the flames. Showed someone using Cluely to pretend they knew about topics on a date. It really pushed the ethical questions beyond just, the workplace.
Okay, let's get into the tech a bit more. How does it manage to be undetectable? What are the mechanics?
Well, the design focus is concealment. It's built, apparently, so it doesn't join meetings in the way other apps do. It's meant to be invisible to screen share.
So it just sits on your local machine, watching.
Pretty much. The idea is it bypasses the usual monitoring tools because it's not interacting with the meeting platform directly, just observing your screen and audio locally.
Got it. And what about features? What can it actually do for the user?
The sources list a few things. Quick access shortcuts, support for programming languages, which makes sense given its origins.
Right, the interview coder roots.
Exactly. And those real-time overlays we mentioned, customizable prompts so you can guide the AI, and integrations with common platforms like Zoom.
And the intended uses, beyond cheating on interviews or dates.
They list things like getting help during regular work meetings, getting context-aware responses, or for sales calls, handling objections, pulling up product info quickly.
Even for solo work, just reading your screen.
Yeah, that's mentioned too. Like having an AI assistant read over your shoulder, but invisibly.
Okay, this inevitably leads us to the ethics. What are the main concerns the sources highlight?
The big one is trust, obviously. It feels inherently deceptive, right?
Yeah.
Using hidden assistants misrepresents your actual knowledge or abilities.
Especially in high-stakes situations like interviews or important client calls.
Absolutely. It fundamentally breaks down the expectation of genuine interaction. And then there's the legal side.
Which sounds like a minefield.
It really does. It's described as a legal gray area in lots of places, the US, UK, Japan, Russia, India. But other countries seem much clearer.
Like in Europe.
Yeah, places like Spain, Brazil, Germany, France, Portugal.
Yeah.
It's seen as likely illegal or non-compliant there, mostly because of data privacy laws like GDPR.
Requiring transparency, consent, things this app seems designed to avoid.
Exactly. Lawful data processing is a huge hurdle. Plus, even if it's not strictly illegal by statute everywhere, using it could easily violate company policies.
Or even potentially fraud laws, depending on the context.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's very context dependent.
But putting legality aside for a second, how well does it actually work? Is it truly helpful?
That's another point of debate in the sources. There's anecdotal feedback suggesting the suggestions can be, well, not great. Things like off, awkward, irrelevant, and often completely out of sync. The AI might misunderstand the context or the timing might be wrong.
Right. Conversations move fast. Latency would be a killer.
Precisely. It's described as a potential distraction, introducing that lag which ruins conversational flow. And it might make you sound coached or unnatural rather than knowledgeable.
And the risks for the user seem pretty substantial long term.
Definitely. There's the risk to your reputation if you're caught. There's the argument that you don't develop your own skills if you rely on it.
Kind of outsourcing your thinking.
Yeah. And the big one, detection. The sources are clear that detection tools are being developed and discussed. Getting caught could mean serious consequences, like being blacklisted.
So what does the founder, Roy Lee, say about all this? What's his vision?
From the interview source, he positions Cluely as, like, the next step in AI interaction beyond just chatbots. He talks about democratizing advantages.
Making everyone smarter, faster.
Kind of. He suggests it can accelerate societal progress by making people way more productive. And he even encourages users to take bigger risks with its help.
Interesting perspective. But are there alternatives that offer AI help without the deception?
Yes, the sources do mention that. There are ethical AI tools, like one called TLDV that was discussed, but its focus is different.
How so?
It provides assistance after meetings for summarizing, reviewing, prepping for the next one, not hidden, real-time help during the interaction.
So it's about learning and preparation, not performance enhancement in the moment.
Exactly. Which really brings us back to that core question Cluely raises, doesn't it?
Where is that line between genuine assistance and, well, cheating or misrepresentation?
Yeah, or maybe just ask yourself, how would you feel if the person you were talking to was secretly using a tool like Cluely? That kind of puts it in perspective.
It certainly does. A lot to think about there.
For sure.
This has been a deep dive. You've been listening to Le Podcast de Philippe. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers.